Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shellcraft One and my old barn door, and I just came to do a quick tutorial. I had somebody ask me how I put the hitch post fasteners on my books for the closures, so I told her I would do a tutorial and show her how I do it. So basically, this is a book that I'm working on for a lady who requested. She wanted a vintage sewing little golden book with added frills, and she said she loved all of the models and the sewing patterns with the models and things like that on it, but she also wanted me to add in some retro children, so I thought it was a really cute combination. So that's what I've done in this book, and I'll do a flip through when I'm finished with it. I just want to do this tutorial real quick. So basically, normally I would do these before I sew the book together, but I forgot to do it. So anyway, here's how I'm going to do it today. So what I usually do is I'll lay my book flat. I'm just trying to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. And I take my Tim Holtz ruler. You don't have to have a Tim Holtz ruler. You can use a regular ruler. You just have to find the center. So I'm going to go right here and find my center. Actually, what I'm going to do, I like to use this 0. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Sorry for shaking the camera. Okay, so I'm just going to go here and I'm going to find my center with the 0. Okay, and that's the center. And then I'm going to take a pen. I used to have a pen. And I'm just going to make a little mark right here. And I usually do my mark about, you know, a ½ inch in, just to make sure I don't want to chomp through the edge of the book. So I'm going to do that on the front side and the back side, if I can get to the back side. Okay. So I'm going to find my center. Okay, and mark my hole there. Alright. Now, I use a crocodile. It's the big one that's got the handle that's got, you know, it's got the good pressure on it. And I usually use the larger 3/16. And it's backwards for me because I'm left-handed, but you guys can probably see it. I don't know which way you need to see it, but can you see that? I'm trying to make it where you can see it without a glare. So anyways, I use the largest one, and I'm just going to slide this in and line up my hole. And I know you can't see this very good. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can turn it sideways so that you can see it. I don't know if you can or not. You're probably not going to be able to see it. Let me see if I can turn it the other way. Being left-handed sometimes can be a hassle. So I'm trying to catch this where it needs to go so that you can see how it works. Alright, let's see if we can do it this way. Okay, so you see that? And then I'm just going to punch right through. And it gives me the hole that I'm looking for. So I'm going to do that again on the front side. Hopefully you could see that okay. I don't know that you can. But doing the best I can with my camera angle. Alright, so I'm punching that one. Now, if you do not have a crocodile, you can do this with other things. You just have to, I mean, sometimes you might can use a hole punch, but the hole punch tends to have a larger hole. You know, so you don't want it to be that big. But before I got my crocodile, I'll show you what I used. It's very old, and I've had it forever, and it's dusty. Oops, but it was this. Oh, let me zoom back out so I don't have this just sticking right up in your face. So it was the Provocraft Silent Setter, and I bought this to set eyelets with, but it's just, you know, you have this attachment here, and then you have these little things here, which is what sets the eyelet. See if I can get it to focus. And then you have these little pieces here, which will punch the hole. See if I can get it to focus for you. But anyway, it punches the hole for you to be able to put the eyelet in it. So this is what I used before I got my crocodile. Like I say, I've had this forever. So anyway, so then I'm just going to find a hitch post here. I'm trying to decide which color I want. I'm going to try the silver. So these are what the hitch post fasteners look like before you get them in your book. Okay, so you just have this large piece and then the little screw. Okay, so basically what I do is I'm going to take my little screw and I'm going to put it through the back side of the front cover of the book. See? So it just sits right down in there. And then I'm going to take my hitch post and it just basically screws right onto that. Make sure you go backwards first and then go forward so that you know that you're not cross-threading it. And then you just screw it all the way down and get it good and tight. And if you want to use, you know, a screwdriver to hold it, you can, but I don't find that it's necessary. Okay? So now that I have this in here, I need to put something through the back side to loop it, to loop around the hitch post fastener. So I have some eyelets here, and I'm going to see if I can find a silver one. If I don't have a silver one, I might just use a color. Let me see. I don't think I see a silver one anywhere. And I don't really want gold. Let me see what color the back cover of this is. It's yellow right here, but I have pinks mixed in throughout, so I think I'm going to just use a pink. So I have this little pink eyelet. So I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to put my eyelet in to the front side. Oops. To the front side. And when I say the front side, the outside side of the back cover. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so push that in that way. Whoops. And hold it in. I'm going to turn it over. And then I'm going to take my crocodile and I'm going to move this setting all the way forward because that is the part that sets the eyelets. So I'm just going to scoot this in here. I'm going to set this eyelet in and I'm just going to push down on that crocodile. Make sure it gets it in there real good. Okay. So let me get my crocodile out of the way. And then I'll show you what it did. So then you have this. This is what the inside of it looks like. And then the outside of it looks like this. Okay. So then I choose what kind of ribbon or whatever I want to use to tie the book with. I guess I probably should have chosen that beforehand. But I kind of like this one. But I don't know if this one's going to work, so nope, that one's going to be too big. Some people will take like a hair bow and just run it through there, but I don't like the look of that. I mean, it's fine for, you know, whoever likes it. I just don't like, I don't like doing that. Let me see if I can find something. You know what, we'll just use this for now, just to show you how I do it. So basically, I fold my ribbon in half, and then I'm going to run my ribbon through my eyelet, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I have to fold the ribbon in half again to get it through there and be able to grip it on the other side. And sometimes I have to take my tweezers, if I can find them, and grab it and pull it through. Okay. Now don't pull it all the way through. Just pull it through enough to where I can loop this ribbon through. So just take this ribbon through this loop, just like that, and pull until it's tight. Then I close my book, and I'll take this ribbon and I'll wrap it around the hitch post. And then I just tighten a little bow right here. I'm sure I probably tie bows a funny way for all you righties, but this is the way that works for me. Okay, so then you just have a cute little bow there, and it wraps around that hitch post fastener, or the hitch post. And if you want to, if you don't want to untie this bow every time to get the book open, you just press down right here, and you can just loop it off, you know. So that's kind of how that works. That's how I do the hitch post fastener. And yeah, so you just fluff your bow back up and it looks super cute like that. I was going to show you this too though. If you don't have the crocodile, I used this to, you know, to get my hole in the book. And then I would use this to set my eyelet. I thought I had a piece that had the, it's by Dritz is what it's called. I got it at Walmart. It's very inexpensive. And here's what the pieces look like. So you have this piece, this long piece, and it has the eyelet setter at the bottom there. And then you have this little round piece. I'm trying to make sure my camera's focusing. And this is what you sit the eyelet in. So basically the way it would work is, let me grab an eyelet real quick. Actually, for these you have to use the bigger eyelets, and that's why I have these. Oops, these are the larger eyelets that you get at Walmart, very inexpensive as well. So you would just take your eyelet, it would sit down in this little black piece. You would push it through the book, and then, well, I'll kind of show you the best way I can. Oh, hold on guys, somebody's at the door. Sorry about that. So anyway, you would take this, you would put it into this hole, you know, whatever hole you make, and then you would take a larger piece. This is not a very good demonstration because I'm not actually doing it, but you can kind of get the gist of it. You would take the larger piece, and then you would just sit this on top of it, and you would hammer right here. I have a little bitty hammer that I use, so you just hammer that into it. So that's another way that you can do it if you don't have the crocodile. So anyway, I hope that that explained it somewhat. I know that it wasn't the best explanation with this, is, you know, because I'm not actually using that. But I actually do still use this sometimes. If I want a larger opening in my book, I will still use that sometimes. So anyways, it is a lot easier with the crocodile, I will say that. And it took me forever to decide to spend the money on the crocodile, but it's been worth it. So just to let you guys know if you're considering it or whatever. But anyway, that's how you do the hitch post fastener. You can also put an eyelet in here and just run ribbon through there and tie them both together. There's lots of different ways that you can do it. So thanks for watching. If you have questions or comments, leave them below. Hit like, hit subscribe, and you guys have an awesome day. Big hugs.